Hey guys, Rexlent here. Welcome to another video, this time for Luuk person. So I'll get straight into how he's played and then the rotations after. So for Luuk, he's mostly an aerial kind of character, similar to Bran and a bit of Chang-Li in terms of his forte. So we'll talk about his basic combo first. For his ground combo, there's up to 4. So 1, 2, 3, and then snap 4. And then for air combo, which is what you'll see most of the time, would be 1, 2, and 3. There's also a different variation, which is pressing jump as the combo. It does slightly more damage. So the first input, you do basic, and then you jump for the second and third. And then he'll be using his scythe. Okay, now that you know how his basic combos work, this is what happens. When you perform basic combo, it's gonna build up his gauge at the bottom. This gauge doesn't do anything. It's only active when it's full. So when you do basic attack like so, it builds up the gauge. And another thing to note is that whenever you finish your combo, be it ground or air combo, his resonance skill will be enhanced like so. You see it's shiny now. Just press it. And then the next basic attack is also enhanced, shiny. Just press it as well. Like so. Very easy to play. Just press shiny buttons after you do basic combo. Same for air combo. 1, 2, 3, shiny E, press shiny E, press shiny basic. Same, 1, 2, 3, shiny E, shiny basic. Now notice how whenever he does his shiny E and shiny basic, he continues the combo of his special resonance skill, like so. So 1, 2, 3, I press E. He spins the scythe and then melee, he spins around, you do it again. Shiny E. Now he goes forward. And then he spins again. And then again. The last shiny E. He throws a crystal. And then you press basic to drop kick and break the crystal. So that's the full 3 sequence of his enhanced attacks. And if you switch character, it's going to reset all of that. So he's not recommended to do quick swaps while he's doing that. He'll have to start his resonance combo from 0 again. And another way to tell what stage his enhanced combo is in is by looking at the gauge at the bottom. You see the 2 sights on the left and right. So watch the action of the scythe. I'm just going to do a enhance E. See how it opens up. And then I'll do it again. Enhance E. It opens up some more. There's a crystal at the middle. That means he's ready to throw the crystal for the third enhance E, like so. And then basic to break it. So that's all you need to know for Luuk's combo and enhanced combo. Now, I'll tell you what the gauge does. Whenever you fill the gauge to full, like this, it's gonna stay locked. So when the gauge is full, each segment is gonna buff his enhanced combo. So it's going to buff all of his enhanced E and also that crystal dropkick at the end. And Luuk will always get a full gauge every time he intros. So now you see how easy it is to play. So pretend that he already intro and you just do the same. Spam basic, spam shiny E, spam basic some more, spam shiny E, spam basic some more, spam shiny E, finish, dropkick. Like that. So the full gauge is consumed. Now, the reason for doing all 3 sequences of his enhanced combo is because every time you finish a sequence, it's going to give 1 charge to his ultimate. Notice how his ultimate now has 3 stars because I finished the combo. So each star gives 25% damage increase for his ultimate, up to 75% when it has 3 stars. And then it's going to buff his ultimate, and then you do ultimate. It just does straight up damage, no other effect. Like so. Also, if you switch Luuk out, it's gonna reset all of those 25% damage stacks. So be wary of this. You wanna finish his entire rotation for the maximum damage possible. So you already know how to play Luuk. Again, from the top, when he intro, he has full gauge and then you'll be starting in the air. So just spam basic. Press E skill when it's ready. Spam basic some more. Press E skill when it's ready. Spam basic some more. E skill, drop kick, ultimate. That's the gist of his playstyle. Another bonus thing is that when Luuk dodges in the air, he hovers for a bit, draining stamina, and he also drops spinning damage on the enemy like this. So you can sort of like spam this. If he gets knocked in the air, you can also press dodge to recover. And another thing is that every time outside of combat for 4 seconds, Luuk is going to get this buff over here. So this buff basically reduces one instance of damage by 60% and also immunity to interruptions for 1 second. So this gives you a bit of leeway when you're doing your aerial combos. For its Resonant skill has 2 charges and it's a simple gap closer, like so. Also builds up a bit of Forte. Otherwise, you'll be using your full basic combo, spam basic, press 1E, spam basic most of the time. Another thing to note is that you don't have to consume the Forte gauge to build charges for your ultimate. As long as you perform the Enhance E, it's going to give charges to your ultimate, like so. There's already 3 stars. Now, when it comes to team rotation, this is the most ideal team at the moment for Luuk. Similar to Amith, you go with Mornye, followed by Linne, followed by Luuk. And something to note is that Luuk is a Tune Strain character. So for Linne, don't forget to set her skill to Tune Strain. This one on the right. And then the rotation input will be included on the screen, so just follow that. Also, thanks to the comments on the Amith video telling me about the faster way to do Mornye's input. 3 basic. Go up. Ultimate. Skill. Hold basic all the way. Echo. Linne in. Linne skill. Ultimate. Hold basic all the way. 3 jumps. 1, 2, 3. Drop. Echo. Look in. Spam basic. You can press execute when you see it. Spam basic. Shiny E. Spam basic. Shiny E. Drop kick. Ultimate. And then use 1 skill. Exit. Mornye out again. And rinse and repeat the whole thing. So that's the gist of Luuk. It's really simple. Just spam basic and press shiny E. Now, if you don't have Mornye and or Linne, this is another team that you can go. For Keeper, followed by Sanhua. Everyone has Sanhua. The reason for this is that Luuk scales from basic attack, so Sanhua will be buffing him. And Sanhua will be using Moonlit Echo set. So the input is mostly the same, except for Luuk. He will be exiting with 1 more set of basic and enhanced resonance skill after his ultimate. So again, I have the rotation on the screen. So for Shorekeeper, 2 sets of 5 basic, heavy. Again, 5 basic, heavy, echo, out, skill, Sanhua in, skill, ultimate, heavy and break it, 1 basic, echo, look in, spam basic, press shiny E, spam basic, shiny E, spam basic, last shiny E, drop, ultimate, and then you will do 1 more set of spam basic and shiny E. Like so. And that's the whole combo. Alright, now that you got the gist of how Luuk is played, let's talk about his stats and gear. When it comes to skill leveling, he's on the higher maintenance side. You want to level all of the things on the left, except for intro, all the way to 10. Prioritize resonance skill, followed by ultimate, followed by normal attack, followed by forte, and then intro for last. And again, remember Luuk is Tune Strain type, so if you're using Linne, don't forget to set Linne to Tune Strain. As for his echoes, it's gonna be 43311, except you're gonna be using 3 costs as the main slot. And don't forget, these 2 robots are twins. You want to use Twin Nova Nebulous Cannon as the main slot, not Twin Nova Collapsar Blade. The reason is because Nebulous Cannon will give 12% spectral damage and also 12% basic attack damage bonus, both of which will benefit Luuk greatly. And of course, set effect will be the new Rite of Gilded Revelation. And for the 4 costs, you will be using Hyvatia. And for the main stat, the usual either crit rate or crit damage. And for the 3 costs, 1 spectral, 1 attack, or 2 attack, or 2 spectral, all of which are okay. And 1 cost will be attack percentage as usual. For the substats, you want to look for double crit, followed by attack percentage, followed by basic attack. For his energy regen, 125 to 130% is good enough. If you're at 125, you might need to always use that skill at the end of his rotation to top up a bit of liberation energy. Otherwise, 130% will be comfy. Signature weapon, as usual, highly recommended. Goes without saying. If you don't have signature weapon, the next best thing would be the new standard gauntlet, Pulsation Bracer from the standard gacha. Or you can also use Zani's signature and everything else. As for his sequences and recommendation, S0, R1 is recommended first before going for more sequences. And the good sequences are 1, 2, 3, and 6. 1 is really good because he gets 150% mid-air attack damage bonus, and also the max stack limit of Dawnlit Keep is increased by 1. Dawnlit Keep is that resistance to interruption thing, so he can take way less damage for 2 instances, also not get interrupted. And most importantly, whenever he's in Aureate Judge state, Aureate Judge is when he has a full Forte gauge. Every time he casts the Enhanced Resonance skill, he gets 1 stack back of Dawnlit Keep, so you're never getting interrupted. 2, 3, and 6 are just more damage and damage. You can read this on your own. They mostly happen in the background as you do your own rotation. S6 would give about overall 40% damage increase. But yeah, that's it for the dummy guide for Luuk. If this has been helpful to you, consider leaving a like, subscribe to the video. I have more guides over here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.